Alright folks, I am making this video to hopefully explain to you a good way of understanding what are the different parts of a wave. So the four main things that I've got labeled in this picture I want to talk about are crest, trough, amplitude, and wavelength. The crest is the top of the wave, so here's a crest, and here's a crest. The trough is the bottom of the wave, so here's a trough, and here's a trough. The amplitude is the height of a wave measured from the center line. So you can either go from the center line up to the crest, and we'd call that the amplitude, or you can go from the center line down to the trough, and we'd also call that the amplitude, is that height. One common mistake I'll see people make is they'll go from the trough all the way up to the crest because they'll say, oh, that's the height. But it's not from trough all the way to the crest. That would be doubling the amplitude. The amplitude is from the center line. So center line up to crest or center line down to trough. And then finally, wavelength, believe it or not, is the length of a wave, how long it is. It is represented by the symbol lambda. It is a Greek letter lambda, which looks sort of like an upside down Y or like a funky H, but it is a lambda. And the wavelength, how long the wave is, can be measured from any two corresponding points on a wave. So this top one here, you see, goes from crest all the way to crest. So crest to crest is one common way people will measure wavelength. But you could also measure it from trough to trough. You could go from trough to the next trough. Or, as it's shown here, you can pick any 2 points on a wave as long as they correspond. So this point here, a little bit past a trough, you follow the wave, you go to the next little bit past a trough, and that length there is also the wavelength. So the wavelength, the length of the wave, is the length between any two corresponding points. Then if I were to ask you how many wavelengths are in the picture, what you would do is you'd say, well, if I start here and I go up to the crest and then all the way down to the trough and then back here, after this point right here, it's going to start repeating. So that was one full wave. And then as you go to the next one, you go up to crest, down to trough, and back to center. That is a second full wave. And then this last part, this has the top hump, but then it doesn't go back down to the trough, so this part is only half a wave. So in this image, there are a total of 2.5 wavelengths shown. There is 1, 2.5. So hopefully that helps you understand the different parts of a wave.